Hello, imaginary friends. Good to have you back. Thanks for watching my videos. No one's watched the last one that I posted, but maybe this will be the first one, and then we can have our parasocial relationship, and it will be super awesome. I have been on school break because I'm a primary school teacher, and it is summer, and so I got I think a month and a half, maybe two full months of holiday time, all of July, all of August. I did substitute teach, or like work at a camp for 3 days during that time, so that was kind of cool. But for the most part, I've just kind of been chilling. And as I talked about in my last video, I went on a tour of the US for 3 weeks, and that was super fun. So if you are my imaginary friend out there watching these videos and you didn't see the last video and you're interested in what happened, hit that up. Maybe one day I'll become an actual YouTuber and post a link to that video. But as of right now, I just post my journal kind of thoughty thoughts, and that's what I do. So probably there won't be a link, but since I don't have that many videos yet, hopefully it won't be too hard. Well, with that said, last week I was super into working out, and I was kind of doing that, and I would work out, lifting the old weighty weights, and was really excited about that, and doing a little bit of cardio, and but then guess what, that caused me to gain weight, and so that really frustrated me and discouraged me. And so this week, yesterday I didn't even go to the gym, over the weekend I didn't go to the gym, so it's been a little bit of a challenge. Today is a Tuesday. Hopefully there'll still be time to go into the gym. But, you know, when you want to procrastinate, there's no better way to procrastinate than doing pointless things that make you feel productive. So I've been wanting to work on my YouTube channel, post some more videos to the Unmanly Man channel. And so I am doing that. Also, a good way to, for me at least, to pretend that I'm being productive is to listen to audiobooks while playing video games. So I'm not a huge gamer, but I really enjoy the game Mini Metro and Mini Motorways. And so recently I just got into Mini Metro while I was traveling, and would listen to audiobooks and play Mini Metro. So I did that a little bit yesterday. Also, I was looking for some new short books to read. I set a goal at the beginning of the year to read 40 books, and I've read 11. So according to Goodreads, shout out to Amazon and Goodreads, I am 11 books behind for this point of the year, because right now for me it's July, and so over half the year is done and I've read very little, so I am pretty far behind. So I've been trying to pick it up with reading some shorter fiction and nonfiction. Today I zoomed through Truman Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's. That was quite an interesting book. Loved just kind of the atmosphere he created. I'm sure it was, you know, really fancy and hoity-toity at the time. Now it reads as a little bit old-timey. Wanted to break out the cigarettes and whiskey, and you know, I don't even smoke, but when I did smoke, I was kind of like an occasional smoker, and I haven't sworn off to never smoke, though I think I'm kind of like 99.9% there. Like for a while I was smoking cigars every once in a while, but I feel like I'm kind of even beyond that. So, I don't smoke, but reading Truman Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's made me want to whip out some cigarettes, 1940s, 1950s style, and go at it with the cigarettes. Sorry, I need to get a sip of the coffee. I know I'm sweating like a pig. I did think about restarting the video and turning on the AC, but then I feel like there'll be weird noise, but I know there's weird noise already because the fan is on, so I don't know. If I die, that'll make for great content, so we'll see. Hopefully my wife will see that I recorded this video and post it if I pass away from heat, but that's very unlikely to happen. So, yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Quite an interesting tale. I had watched the movie, which I don't really remember. I just know that I watched it. I'm pretty sure Audrey Hepburn is in it. I don't know. I feel like that's wrong now. But some glam girl of the old-timey movie times was in it. And I had a little crush on her for a while, so I was watching a lot of her movies. And, what's it called? I watched it. And, so, but I'd never read the book, or it's actually a novella. But, so I, had an e-copy, an EPUB, and you can, EPUBs are really just zip files, FYI. And, so I opened up the zip file, and it's all just text, and then I have an AI converter that converts text to audio, and since it was super easy, just the whole book, since it's so short, was in just one chapter, copied that all into there, and I had like a 2 or 3 hour audio file, and then you know, I am one of those people that hates themselves, and I listen to most audiobooks at double speed, so I zoomed through it like super fast. And I feel like, wow, that the story definitely seems a lot grittier than the movie, though in certain ways it alludes to it, but I definitely don't remember Holly Golightly being getting involved in the drug dealing thing. The way I remember the movie, but I'm probably totally wrong, because like I said, I don't really fully remember it, is just she had to go away, and it wasn't really stated why. Whereas in the book, she's running from the police, and she gets away with it. So that's a happy ending, running from the police and then getting away with it. Yeah, she's kind of a seedy underworld character. She, according to Capote, it was not a prostitute. He calls her an American geisha, is what the Wikipedia article said. But yeah, she just reads as a gold digger, prostitute-y type girl. You know, her only regular form of employment is going to talk to a mob boss in jail for $100 a week. And, you know, that does seem very prostitute-y. But, I get where Capote was going. Was like, oh, let's not just call her a prostitute. And in reality, there seems to be lots of society now where there's lots of women that are like living that kind of gold digger lifestyle. Though I feel like I'm gonna get canceled for saying there's lots of women, because in fact I don't know. You know, I'm just a prudish Christian guy, so I just imagine the world's full of darkness and sin, but I'm not fully into it. But from what the media tells me, gold digger-ish women is a thing. Please set me straight if you know that that is a thing or not a thing, or why you think that might be a thing. Love to hear from you. Maybe I'll write my own imaginary comments to myself, and then, because I have like 5 YouTube channels, so I could always just comment on my own videos. That'll be the next part of my psychosis, is commenting on my own videos. Maybe I should even subscribe to my own videos, my own channels, and then I'd have more subscribers. I think I have 3 subscribers on this channel, but who knows? Okay, so great book or novella, and really enjoyed it. Tick that off as one of my books that I read today. Then another book that I started was a Kurt Vonnegut book, and I can't really remember what the name is. It's like Night Mother or Mother Night or something. It's really good Kurt Vonnegut so far. It's about, I think, an American guy that is on trial for war crimes, and he was like a propaganda writer. So it's once again kind of like a Kurt Vonnegut-ish character is the narrator, and you know, I don't think Kurt Vonnegut was ever on trial for war crimes, but you know, it's just kind of a writer as the main character, which I always think is kind of a little bit of a stand-in for Kurt Vonnegut. And he is writing about the crazy antics that led up to him being on trial for war crimes. So I've only listened to about an hour on that, so there'll probably be more to come or not. You know, I don't know how committed I'm going to be to making these videos, hopefully, but unlikely. You know, I'm not a man of infinite time, so all my infinite dreams don't really fit into my limited schedule. But the book I really got excited about, I listened to it yesterday and this morning, was Frankenstein, or Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley. You know, very famous book. I had never read the book. So much, like, and then, like, I'd experienced so much in the media, and I feel like probably everyone's experienced a lot of, like, Frankenstein media. And I remember when I was in high school, I think, they had a Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I don't remember it being like the book that I just read. So quite, you know, unprepared for what was unleashed on me. So, like, I had to look it up on Wikipedia because it starts with, like, a story of a sailor, which I think is a whaler or something. And you're like, what's going on? Like, this is not Victor Frankenstein. What's going on? But evidently it's... the whole book is a story within a story within a story kind of thing. I can't remember what I read that kind of story is called, but it's the story is a letter from a sailor to his sister, and he recounts meeting Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's recounts what happened to him, because Frankenstein is worried that the captain or the sailor guy will end up going down a dark path. And so he tells the dark path that he went on. And then inside that story is the story of the monster. And, you know, on Wikipedia it says that he's not a monster, that he's a creature. But I feel like the appropriate term for him is monster, because Frankenstein, of course, always refers to a monster. But then the monster also refers to himself as a monster. So that's why I prefer the term monster, not creature. But what I got from the book is so amazing. Like, there's that joke that, you know, people often call Frankenstein's monster Frankenstein, and that's like the way that he looks in modern media, is like, oh, this is Frankenstein, but it's really Frankenstein's monster. And then that turned back in on itself with, no, Frankenstein is the monster. The guy is the monster. And what I came away with from reading the book is that there is no real monster in the book. That you just have these people that are like very human. And I, being a pacifist and non-violent, think the way that they handle themselves is horrific and horrible and not good. But on the other hand, I get where they're coming from. And so you wouldn't necessarily, like, I think Frankenstein and the monster are both villains or anti-heroes. You know, with Frankenstein maybe being an anti-hero and the monster being more of a villain because he does kill a lot of people. But really, it's one of those, and it's probably the only one that I've ever read where it's like, you know, in the movie, they're like, he's got a good reason. And then you're like, no, that's not a really good reason. Like, Thanos wanting to, like, destroy half of creation to, like, lower universe's population or whatever. That's not really a good reason. But Frankenstein's monster wants love. He wants connection. These are essential things to humanity. Even, you know, and he alludes to how God gave him Eve. And, you know, the Bible's clear that people shouldn't be alone. And so you have this character that is seen as a monster because of his ugliness by so many people, but he's just really longing for love. And there's a really heartwarming part where he kind of has this parasocial relationship with a small family, a blind old man and his 2 kids, and this transforms him. He goes from, you know, I kind of knew that he could talk in some versions, but in Mary Shelley's version, the monster is a well-educated person. Like, he learned to speak, he learned to read, he read some good novels or good works, good books, and he is a very highly articulate and well-reasoned person, though he goes on a killing rampage because his enemy, his creator, won't give him a wife. And even the beginning of that killing rampage, it's like, it's not really that Frankenstein's monster wanted to kill the little kid, Frankenstein's little brother. The monster just kind of accidentally does it, like that guy Lenny, I think, in Of Mice and Men, where it's just kind of like he's holding the person and then it like doesn't know his own strength and just goes out and kills the person. So it's like, man, I get that. It's painful. And he's kind of gone down this darker path, and he didn't intend to go on the darker path, and he has this rage at his God, and it's not right. It's not the way that he should do it. And like I said, he is a villain for doing it, but I think it's a very human depiction of him, and it's really an amazing piece of fiction. Man, I'm so glad I read it now. I feel like if I had actually read it as a young kid, I wouldn't have valued it as much. I don't think it was ever assigned in any of like my literature classes or English classes in junior high or high school. And then as a young adult, I just don't think I was quite there emotionally to sympathize with the monster or to sympathize with Frankenstein. And so one of the things is, like, when I was a teen, I hated the romantic writers, and I was like, oh, romanticism is just horrible and it's just no good and we need like hard edge stuff. But now I'm just becoming an old softie, and so Frankenstein, amazing. I gave it a 5-star review on Goodreads. I absolutely loved it, and I highly recommend it. Well, that's all that I got for today. I'll probably have to make another video soon. I really want to make a video about Barbie, so that'll probably be coming up in the next few days, because I'll be on holiday until August. But thanks for not watching. Love all of my imaginary friends. You're amazing. Bye.